Okay, so the first thing here I have is 2 different types of hay. I have orchard grass hay and regular Timothy hay. Next I have just regular pellets for my chinchilla's diet. And this right here is just a regular bag of whole oats. Next are just my Chinchilla Treats, which are rose hips. I got the whole ones and the crushed ones. And this right here is just whole grain oat flour. Next is blackstrap molasses, and do be careful when using this because it's very sticky. 100% pure pumpkin. These are optional, but right here I have just some cookie cutters, some really small ones. And then various bowls and spoons and stuff like that. And then we also have a blender. And the very last thing you're going to need is an oven. So right now I'm just taking some of the pellets and pouring some of them into the blender. Now I'm turning the blender on, and I put it on the setting chop in case you're wondering, and then just wait for it to be crushed up, and there you go. Then I'm pouring it into a bowl. Now I'm taking hay and putting that in a blender, and I know it's kind of weird, but it does work in crushing it up. And then I poured it into the bowl with the pellets. This step is also very optional. I just did this to make sure the oats were just crushed up even more, but you don't have to do this. After they're all crushed up, I pour it into the bowl with everything else. And here's the portion sizes of pellets, oats, and hay. And then lastly, I just mixed it all together. So now I'm just opening the can of pumpkin. And then I'm going to be measuring 1 tablespoon. And add that to the bowl. Now I'm taking my blackstrap molasses and measuring out 1.5 teaspoon, and just measuring that out, and I'm going to be adding that to the bowl as well. Next, here I'm opening up the bag of oat flour, and I didn't really measure it, I just took a spoonful and poured that into the bowl. Right here I just took some water and poured that into the bowl. Okay, so here I actually started to mix everything together, but I realized I didn't have enough of blackstrap molasses, so I put more of that in there, and then I also put more of the pumpkin in there, and then I put more water in there as well. Okay, I got tired of using a spoon, so I just used my hands, and this is how it came out, just like that. Next I'll be adding just some of the crushed rose hips to the bowl, and then mixing that in. Okay, so this is the part where I started making random shapes. You can use really whatever you want to make shapes. So this is just some of the things that I did. Alright, so this is how they all came out, and now it's time to bake. You're going to need a very low heat setting, so I did 275, and then you're going to need to bake it for at least 5 to 10 minutes. After they come out of the oven, you just want them to be completely dry. You don't want them to be squishy or wet or anything. Just make sure they have enough time to dry. So that's it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.